Hello, welcome and welcome back to LENGO Talks. I am your host, Natasha Shisoka. This show is powered by LENGO Africa. We talk about career development and personal development. And today we are joined by Winnie Tanui, the head trainer and coach at LENGO Africa. Winnie, welcome.
Thank you very much, Natasha. It's a pleasure to be here today.
Can you tell us a bit about yourself, Winnie?
Oh, thank you very much. So, as you mentioned, I am a trainer and a coach. I actually train soft skills.
Okay.
A soft skills trainer, communication skills, public speaking, anything that is soft. And then I am also an author. I've written books on personal development. And I'm also a coach. I call a transformational life coach, but majorly on career self-development, just being a better you. That is my passion. Yeah.
Okay. So on today's episode, we are going to tackle a few questions, and one of them being, Winnie, what is the difference between a job and a career?
Okay, good question. Job and career. Now that I mentioned that I'm a career coach, yes, there's a difference actually between a job and a career. A career is something long-term. It's something that requires you to study. Then it's actually called a career path. So it takes time.
Okay.
So it involves things like you have to study for it before you really start a career journey. But a job is any undertaking you do just to give you money. Yeah. So that is. Those are two major differences.
Okay. So you've mentioned that a career is long-term, but then a job is short-term, right?
Yes.
So can you clarify? Because I know there's someone at home who's wondering, okay, am I doing a job right now or am I in my career? So can you explain more?
Yeah, we said actually a career requires, it's a long-term, it's a path. It requires long-term planning where you start from going to school, acquire the skills to be in a career. Like medicine is a career. Journalism is a career, but a job is something you just do to earn a living. So another major difference between a career and a job is that in a job, your aim is just earn money.
Okay.
Any endeavor, let's call it that your aim is just to earn money, your daily bread might likely be a job.
Yeah.
But a career is more.
Okay. So in short, you're saying like most people are just doing their jobs and they're not in their careers?
Tricky question, but now it depends on the person. The question you need to ask yourself is that when you wake up in the morning every day and go to work, where you work, are you going there to just basically earn a living? Or there's more to it? Is it a path? Why we need to build the career? Why are we saying it's a path? It's something you build. For example, when you're in marketing, you do a marketing course, and you're joining the marketing profession. Why it's a path? Because you'll join in today maybe as a junior sales manager or salesperson, actually, an intern. Then you move to a salesperson. Then you see it's a path. Next time you might be a supervisor in a region. Next time you might be so as you grow, you see it is a path because whatever you learn today adds up to tomorrow. So it is the experience you're earning, how to do the job best, and it keeps on going so that by the time maybe you're 10 years plus, you're the regional sales manager. Yeah. So that is a path. But if it's a job, you just sell, or you're just selling. You don't have any qualification for it. You've not studied for it. So your job is just to sell. You realize it's not a path.
Okay. So basically, if an individual is like, maybe it's a job, like you haven't studied for it, right? And then you keep on getting promoted, like it's not a career at all. That's still a job.
It could be, but you see now there could be a reason why they are promoting you. Maybe there's something you've learned along the way. But most of the other people, if you don't really have a path, you realize you'll be jumping from this job today, you're doing this, tomorrow you're in this. Then now there's no path. You don't feel like you're growing. Yeah.
Okay. Is money important in a career?
Yes, it is. As much as we've said a job is just a place you want to earn money, a career gives you more. It gives you, because now it's something you studied, it's something maybe you're passionate about, you're trying to solve a problem with it. So So you're getting a plus in a career because it's something you've chosen. Remember last week we said how to choose a career.
Yeah.
It's something you own it, you are in it. So apart from the money, and actually it gets better because with time now, with the experience, you'll earn more. And then it gives you another benefit, which is intrinsic, which is something you love and you're serving something that you're proud about. So it's something that you would glad to wake up in the morning and go do.
Yeah, so basically in a career you are passionate about it. Yeah, not as compared to like a job.
A job, yeah.
Okay. Can you tell us another difference, like, you know, just to clarify things?
A job, as we said, is also a short-term pursuit.
Okay.
It's just what you're doing now. Now I need money now. I'm doing it now. But a career is long-term. It's a long-term endeavor. It's something we said last time, like imagine now with the current whatever, how long life is growing. You might realize that you might not retire at 55, at 60, but if it's a career, you might go beyond, because if you've been a sales manager, you've done sales in a region, what can you do when you retire? Maybe open your own sales, because it's something that is in you. So that is why it's important to have a career path, something you're passionate. It opens for you opportunities. I believe even her entrepreneurs business will start around a career path because it's something you're passionate about. Okay. But a job, as you said, is a short-term pursuit. Just, I want money for now. It's a good place to start, but it's not a good place to stay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when can I build my career?
You start wherever we said at the beginning of course. What course do I want? Because career requires that you study about it.
Okay.
So it starts at that place where you're choosing a career. And we know there's a challenge about choosing careers around here. Many people, if you find students in the university, they have a career that was not chosen by them, but it was given by the career choosing body.
Oops. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what happens? People learn a course, they don't know about it, or they don't like it. But you have to understand, COOPS is coming from a very good place. Why?
Yeah.
COOPS has a mandate to ensure that every Kenyan child gets an opportunity to study in a college. That is their mandate, and they are doing it very well. The question for you as a Kenyan student, really, is this what you want to do? Because remember, once you jump in to that train, it's an engagement. Imagine you're investing 4 years of your time, you're investing money, you're investing yourself into it. And then after 4 years, you figure out, by the way, I don't like it. What happens? You have to go back. Because if you need to build a career, you need a training. So imagine you have to start again after wasting 4 years, after wasting your time and your money. And sometimes this money is not very available. So as much as we want the body to help us choose, it's important to be involved. By the way, it is you as a career person. Because at the end of the day, it's you to do the work.
Yeah.
It's you to serve. And we said from last week, work is service. You have to know that. So the question is, are you willing to serve here? Okay. So as you join in at that particular entry point of going to college, you have to be convinced that this is what I want to do. If not, quit early.
Okay.
Change early. It's it's easier, it's cheaper, and it's safer for you. It's better even to go back a little bit. As much as you have the minimum requirement to join a university, go to a college. Why? For example, you wanted to do engineering, mechanical, and you can't qualify to do a degree in mechanical engineering. I think it's wiser because remember, it is your journey. You have to own it, you have to love it, and you will do it, and it's you to serve. So go back. You can go back a little bit, go to a diploma, then now come back, do a degree, and they will always give you some fare. Why? Because you want to be in a career path that you like, that you feel you're doing your best. So I mean, as much as we want to join what COOPS give us, please own the decision.
Also, I think like one should consider talking to, professionals or like people who have gone through the whole process. Because I remember when I was trying to get in university, I picked a few, careers, like things that I wanted to learn, and COOPS placed me in criminology. And at that time, I was like, hey, okay. In my mind, I thought I was gonna be like an FBI, like in the movies. But after talking to my family members and like people who have been there before, they told me, "Oh my God, you're gonna be a traffic police." And I was like, no, I'm not going to study for 4 years just to be a traffic police. And they helped me, and I got to transfer from the course that the COOPS had placed me in.
Yes, so there's a possibility of transfer actually in the university. So please don't go blindly. We are saying the path is your path. I think that's a good example to give. Nothing wrong with being a traffic policeman, of course.
There's nothing wrong.
But it's not what you like.
Yeah, it didn't align with my purpose.
Yes, so I think that was a good decision.
Yeah.
So that's why we are saying this career, this job thing and career, it's about you. Okay. And please, let's not forget, work is service. I think for me that is very, very important, because if you're not loving what you're doing, then you're not able to serve the people who are coming there. Imagine you're in a career like hospitality. People are coming maybe to a hotel because they want to relax, to enjoy, and then you're there, you don't like the job. So what you're supposed to give the customer a good experience, and actually they've paid because they want a good experience, relaxing away from home and work. Then they're coming to a restaurant, finding a person who really hates being in that job. Giving them a bad experience. Yeah. So that's why it's important to really be in a place that you feel like you're delivering your best. So that's why it's important to be in a career path. A job, we said it's short term. Sometimes you might not be able to go to college because maybe financial issues and other issues. You can start with a job, but please get into a path. Why? Because it's like accumulating points. You can imagine if you're a sales assistant today, I've learned something, then I'm using this experience. Tomorrow it adds into my basket. I'm moving up. So the next job I'm getting is a sales supervisor. Why? Because I already know how to sell. I've learned. So it's important. So you keep on accumulating points. So with time, you've really a good CV that will give you very good opportunities.
Okay.
Yeah.
On to the other question. When do you exactly know that it is time to transition to another career path, or like it's time to move on from whatever you have been doing? For instance, like maybe I've been a sales person all my life, but then when do I really know that, okay, no, I should upgrade myself?
Yeah. Or sometimes to change career path. Again, life is not fixed. You could be that person who was at 18, you felt sales was really good. Maybe you knew your uncle who was a good salesman and you felt attracted to the course, did a course, and you've been in sales, and now you feel like, I don't feel it. It's possible to change. And there are signs actually that it's about time to change. And one of them is that cliche Monday morning feeling,
Yeah.
If every Monday morning, actually you're feeling like not going to work, and it starts on Sunday evening. What happens on Sunday evening when you start thinking about when going to work becomes like a burden? You're no longer excited about going to a place that you really liked to go initially. It's time to really think seriously about it. Don't just ignore. Don't just go to work waiting for Friday. And that's why somebody said many people are more alive on Friday than any other day. Why? They just want to get away from work. But work should be a joyful place. Imagine you're the place that you're spending most of your work hours, most of your active hours, you're spending it at work. So it's important to start to understand when you start feeling you're dreading Monday mornings or you're dreading every morning, it's important to check and see why. Because those are signs that maybe there's something that needs to be changed. Another sign is that you're not growing, because we said a career is a path, and a path is about movement. Yeah, it's just like any journey. You cannot be in a journey and you're stuck. If you've been in a place for too long doing the same thing and you're just tired about it, by the way, it is just right to consider. Many people, because now we live in a country where jobs are not easy to come by. Yeah. So if you tell people you want to leave your job, people are wondering, hey, why are you leaving your job? No, it's important to work in a place that you're giving your best. So if you start feeling like you're not growing, you're stagnating, it's important to think. And there could be other ways, not only leaving the job. Maybe it's just something that you need to rethink how to work there better. Maybe you need to discuss with your manager, gives you another role. So it's important when you start feeling those things to acknowledge the feeling and think of how to solve it. Yeah.
When I read your book, you had mentioned, like, I think you said you quit because it wasn't stimulating your mind enough.
I actually felt like there's something more I could do. That for me was a sign. I felt there's more I could do, but I just couldn't do it here. The job was good. The people there were very good. They'd given me a very good opportunity actually to practice. But in my mind, I felt that there was something more I needed to do. And for me, that was the time to quit. And I think actually looking back at that decision, it was a very good decision.
And how long were you in the work environment?
I had been there for around 7 years.
Okay. In the previous episode, you had mentioned we should consider, getting mentors so that they can help us, align with whatever we want to do, or like they can just motivate us to do something else. So when you say like you met a career coach, so they're basically your mentor, or?
Yes, they are my mentors actually. Okay. So they help me, they coach me, and they also, once I learned that what they do, I realized this is one thing I want to do. So it actually is my mentor, really a very good mentor. And then I really liked what he did. I mean, you can help somebody to get jump start, to reroute, or to just look at the whole experience you've earned and what else can I do to serve? We said work is service. So the question is, who do you want to serve?
Okay.
The other thing that signs that you just feel like it's about time to change is that you don't feel challenged. If the job is no longer challenging you, really, it's a drag. It's time to think what to do. And we said it's right to think. Yeah, to think of rerouting a career. Don't get stuck. And actually this problem is very common in people who are around 30-something. It's a 30-something challenge, because we all know the 40s. People say life begins at 40s. But people, by the time you reach 40s, why actually there's a challenge in 40s, I can speak about 40s because I have been there and I know, is that sometimes you tick all the boxes we said. You've gone to school, yes. You've you're working, yes. You have a job, you have a family, but there's something more inside. Something is telling you there's something more, and that's the challenge actually of many people. By the time you reach 40s, and that's why many people at 40s it becomes, they say it's a challenge. Many people overcome it by creating a new opportunities for themselves, but many people are actually brought down by it because you're feeling there's something you need to do and you don't know what to do. So sometimes when you don't know what to do, it's important to talk to people.
Is that when the midlife crisis occurs?
Actually, midlife crisis is when now you're feeling I've lived all my life and it is not to align to who I am. Yeah, because you realize, you look back when you're 40 and you realize, I've lived 40 years of my life. And you look back and you're like, God giving me 80 years, I'm halfway. The question is, what have I done with it? If you've just woken up, did a job, nothing more, it's actually very frustrating. That's why it's important. Even now, my advice is for younger people. Include purpose and meaning in your career much earlier so that you don't reach 40 and have a midlife crisis.
Yeah. Robert Kiyosaki, he's an author. He wrote like the Rich Dad, Poor Dads and other books. He mentions that he doesn't like writing, but he only does that because it helps him get to his goals. Like, what do you think about that?
Yeah, because it's writing actually is a career that writing is expressing yourself. It's bringing out your thoughts. Yeah. For me, I believe everybody should be a writer. It is not a career for specific people because it's just a way of expressing yourself.
Okay, so my question is, like, do you believe in doing some things so that you can achieve other goals? Or
and you see the beauty about life, it does not come in, it's not silos. It's not like do this fast, do this. Everything, it's a journey. When you're doing one thing, when you're working, you're also meeting, you're achieving your purpose, you're creating meaning, you're serving. And sometimes that's why people who do work they love, why people actually sometimes feel they have to go to work, then they have to come back to find an opportunity to serve, is because the work they are doing does not bring out, they don't feel like they are serving while working. So they have to leave work and go and serve. And also sometimes even the side hustle thing, it's a good thing, but it's a pointer. It tells you maybe there's something more that you need to do. Maybe you're not feeling like you're properly using your skills, or you're feeling there's something more that needs to be done. So all those issues, when actually those issues emerge and you're feeling those feelings, it's important to question them.
Okay.
Because from questioning, you find the right answers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you tell us more?
Yeah. The other one is that when you stopped thinking big, when now you're just thinking of work, coming home, watching TV, sleeping, going to work, coming home, watching TV for 3 hours in the evening and sleeping. Something you really need to think.
Okay.
Maybe it's about time to change something, and especially work. Yeah.
But, maybe there's someone out there who's like, okay, Winnie, you're telling me all these things, but then I have bills to pay. I have maybe my kids I have to feed.
Mm-hmm.
What then?
Yeah, I'm saying it's possible to actually, I said it's not in silos. The work that you do, you can rethink how you're doing this work. For example, there are people who they feel like they are not serving well, and you're just working even in a restaurant. A restaurant gives you a good opportunity to serve. So a bit of rethinking what you're doing and bringing your purpose and your passion to work. And every job actually gives you those opportunities. You just need to look again, think again, question again. And there could be an opportunity even where you are to even think big. And I think another thing is we need to know that work, even the employers, the people who employers need people who can do more. If there's an opportunity to volunteer in your organization or to join a different committee that is not necessarily part of your work, people are always eager to find people who can help. Can you volunteer even 30 minutes of your time in a different department to get a feel of a new environment, or to give you an opportunity to express something, an unexpressed part of you? In that office, there could be a place. So you just need to think. And when you don't need to fear. If you go to HR, if it's a small SME, if you go to especially an SMEs need a lot of help. If you go discuss and tell your boss, I feel I could help in this, nobody would really deny you a chance. So it's just also how you think. Don't just feel like because I'm in sales, but I feel like I have a passion for advertising, I cannot walk there and find a way to help. So think of it as, how can I help more? And by helping more, you get a new exposure, you get new experiences, and maybe you get to share what really you feel you want to share. Actually, looking back at my journey, at my career journey, if I were to advise myself, I still feel there could be something more I could have actually done even in my workplace. I didn't really need
in your previous job.
Yeah, I didn't need to walk out, but maybe because I was scared enough to discuss, or I didn't know it was something that needs to be discussed. I believe if I was bold enough to talk to people around there would have been even an opportunity to practice what I like. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. So it's possible. You don't have to walk out. You can just relook where you are, so that meanwhile you still pay your bills and you learn. And imagine you're being offered a free environment to learn, because many employers nobody has had enough of help. Everybody needs some help in one way or another. So if you're willing to help, definitely there's an opportunity for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Winnie, are you available to, help people like outside of this YouTube video?
Yes, I'd be glad to help. If you feel that you need to grow in your career, if you feel you want to rewrite, or you just rethinking how else can I be of more service and be more be more useful and make my work more meaningful, I would be glad to help. So you can talk to us through our social media pages, and you can come and visit us in our office in Mbandu along Langata Road near Galleria. Yeah, we're glad to see you.
Do you have your own social media platform yourself?
Yes, I also have.
Aside from Lengo Africa?
Yes, I have something I call Dare Be You. I just post quotes, information, any information that will help you grow. My passion is just to see people doing their best.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can also follow me on Dare Be You especially on Facebook.
On Facebook?
Yes.
Okay.
And Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah.
So make sure you follow Winnie Tanui on Dare Be You
Yeah.
and also Lengo Africa. And don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube video.